thunder, 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 thunder.
Hello, my name is Cheyenne Forney.
Hi, my name is Sierra Duvall.
And today we're going to be doing a presentation on oral and nonverbal communications in cross-cultural environments. So, how do we understand the world? The network of cultural patterns of a civilization is indexed in the language which expresses that civilization. Language is a guide to a social reality. Human beings do not live in the objective world alone, but are very much at the mercy of the particular language which has become the medium of expression for their society. And Edward Safir said this. He believed that language is what makes us who we are today. So, sounds and rules. So, different languages has different sounds, and all languages consist of a systematic set of sounds combined with a set of rules to communicate and create meanings. Sounds and symbols. Phonemes is sounds that distinguish one word from another. Morphemes is most common words that have prefixes and suffixes. An example is incoming. So rules. Every language has their own rules. So syntax is the arrangement of words that create a well-formed sentence in a language. So right here is an example of the Chinese. So Chinese rule is subject, when, where, how, and action. And an example is, I tomorrow at the store with my friend will buy ice cream. So result of bad translation. Because our rules are different from other languages, and this here is the Chinese. Because it's different, it doesn't always translate the correct way. So right here it says, the visitor of the re-entering a building hope come to service counter. And what they're really trying to say is, should one wish to re-enter the building, please go to the service counter located at the exit. And then right here we have, it says flesh meat and flesh fish, which obviously they're trying to say fresh meat and fresh fish. And I have a video of bad translation.
They were, but they're being absorbed by Matsushima, that big Japanese conglomerate.
Wow, when did that happen?
They're signing the papers next week.
Does this mean they're going to be publishing Kramer's coffee table book?
Yeah, they'll definitely do it now.
Hey, boss.
Raven, come in.
Yeah. How you doing there, big guy?
Yeah, have a seat.
Already? Oh, you got yourself a cold? Well, that's quite a hawk.
Thank you.
Fast
Get
forward
yourself some
it
vitamin
just a
C
little
with
bit.
rose hips and bioflavonoids.
The reason I asked you in here is I caught your appearance on Regis and Kathy Lee the other
That's
day.
pretty good, huh?
All right, I'll be right there. Oh, man. Well, this is it, Lane. You know, without this merger, we'd be out on the street. Boy, they sure saved us.
We go forgot I'm we go like a five trip. We go like that.
こっちまでも会社も全部よかったね。そうですね。
Let's go.
あれ、メンさん。あれ、メンさん。あなたの会社とお仕事にできるのはとっても嬉しいです。Mr. Lippman, It is with great pride that we undertake this partnership with your company.
I'm sorry. I can't shake your hand right now. It's germs.
すみません、今話しできんと言っておりました。
何ですか? No, I...
本当に失礼なことして、この大切な時は仕事をダメにしまった。
I must have had at least 8 in my mouth. I couldn't talk.
So right there was a bad translation.
Why'd you have to eat so much?
Nonverbal communication. Nonverbal communication describes the way people send and receive information to each other beyond words. According to Dr. Charles Tidwell, the concept serves a number of functions. To accent the meaning of verbal messages, such as pointing while stating directions. To complement or contradict verbal messages, such as indicating sarcasm using verbal tone. To regulate interactions with others, such as using nonverbal cues to indicate when people should and should not speak. To substitute for verbal messages, such as nodding instead of saying yes. Although nonverbal communications is a universal phenomenon, meanings of nonverbal cues are not in fact universal. They vary tremendously across cultures and are often ambiguous. Low context versus high context. Low context. Direct, simple, and clear messages. Monochronic, low use of nonverbal communication. High reliance on written communication. Rely on facts and evidence for decisions. Short-term relationships. Schedules are more important than relationships. Flexible and open. High context, indirect and implicit messages. Polychronic, high use of nonverbal communication. Low reliance on written communication. Use intuition and feelings to make decisions. Long-term relationships. Relationships are more important than schedules. Strong distinction between in-group and out-group.
So example of low context country is the U.S. Obviously, we're known to be very firm when it comes to business. We like doing firm handshakes. And example of high context is the Japanese. They like to build a relationship with you.
We'll now start the forms of nonverbal communication across cultures. Eye contact. Whether or not eye contact is made, who makes it, and how long it lasts vary tremendously in meaning. In many Asian cultures, avoiding eye contact is seen as a sign of respect. However, those in Latin and North America consider eye contact important for conveying equality among individuals. In Ghana, if a young child looks an adult in the eye, it is considered an act of defiance. Touch. A great number of cultural expressions are achieved through touch. In America, for example, using a firm handshake is considered appropriate to greet a stranger or another business professional. In France, however, it is common to kiss someone you greet on both cheeks. Touching children on the head is fine in North America, yet in Asia, this is considered highly inappropriate as the head is considered a sacred part of the body. In Middle East, the left hand is customarily used to handle bodily hygiene. Gestures. Gestures can convey widely different meanings. Individuals in the United States use the OK sign to convey that something is acceptable. In Japan, the same hand symbol means money. Argentinians, Belgians, the French, and the Portuguese all use the symbol to mean zero or nothing. Still, other countries in Eastern Europe consider that same sign an offensive swear. Facial expressions. Winking is a facial expression particularly varied in meaning. In Latin America, for example, the gesture is often considered a romantic or sexual invitation. The Yoruba people in Nigeria wink at their children if they want them to leave the room, and the Chinese consider the gesture rude. Posture. Posture can convey power structures, attitudes, and levels of civility. Slouching in Taiwan is considered disrespectful, while other parts of the world may not think much of it one way or another. In America, standing with hands on the hip may suggest power or pride, but in Argentina, it may suggest anger or a challenge.
Okay, so right here we have a list, just a few things of ways to avoid miscommunication. So like the video that I showed you at the beginning of the presentation, hire a translator that is familiar with both cultures or both sides of the party. just because, you know, as you've seen in the video, he lost that merger that he was trying to get. Use appropriate body language. Do some research. You want to know what their culture is like, and you don't want to do anything to offend them. And also hire employees that knows the area. You don't want to get a lot of employees that doesn't know what's going on and what people like. And here's our works cited page.